guys, so today I'm going to be looking at more Am I Wrong stories. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. My husband's sister lives with us and our kids. I'm well beyond fed up with her being here because of food issues. That's the only reason. So basically every single time I make food, his sister will come in and doctor up the food I'm making to her liking. Like I made steak and shrimp the other day, like Applebee's, and she waited until I left the room to put a full stick of butter in my shrimp. That was already done. And when I came back in, she goes, "I'm pretty sure that's the taste you were looking for," and completely ruined it. It was trash. Or whenever I make spaghetti, she will start dumping sugar into the sauce to a point of sweet spaghetti that made me and my kids outright refuse to touch because it's nasty. Every single time that she can get away with it, she's doing something to the food. Anyways, my husband has started doing the same thing. I went to make homemade mac last night and cheeseburgers. I went to the basement to the chest freezer to grab the veggies I needed, and when I came back upstairs, my husband was putting canned chicken into the mac and cheese. He knows the kids absolutely hates the taste of that, and his sister was pushing blocks of blue cheese into the partially cooked burgers. I asked what they thought they were doing because I've told them so many times to stop screwing with the food, and neither of them had any good excuse other than we were just helping. I flipped out and told them to get out of my kitchen. Both of them told me I was overreacting, etc., etc. Even if the food tasted so much better, if they did this, it's still not right. But it's also the fact that after they do this, the food tasted like trash. Oh my gosh. The thing is, I've openly asked my sister-in-law to cook several times and she won't. But she won't stop screwing with the food I'm making. My husband cooks often and I don't care if he screws with food he makes, but it royally pisses me off when my cooking is messed with and he knows that. Dude, you did the right thing. Yeah, get them out of your kitchen. Oh my gosh, I would not even want her to be living there anymore if she keeps doing this. How annoying. And the kids are complaining about the taste of the food after. Whoa, I'll be pissed off. Like, come on, I spent all that time making the food that my kid likes and then you're gonna screw it up? So now no one's gonna eat it. What a waste of food. Seriously, sweet spaghetti and a block of butter and shrimp? Yo, not everybody wants to gain some weight, okay? Jeez, a block of butter? Oh my gosh. And it's also the fact that she won't cook, but she's screwing with someone else's food. Like, you know, you can screw with your food all you want and make the food that you like all you want. Add as much sugar as you want if it's your own food and you're cooking yourself. But don't mess with other people's food. That's the most annoyingest thing ever. Alright, moving on. I was talking with my wife's friend who was there for dinner. She tried to hug my son, but he had a bad day and said no thanks. She kept pressuring him and he didn't budge, so she looked at me. I said a kid at school started a fight with him and he was grumpy, so maybe later. She said, "Come on, you're just gonna let him disobey like that?" I said I raised him to build his own boundaries and say no when something violates him, and I would never make him break them for someone else. She laughed and said he's lucky he's not her kid, and that behavior would be fixed fast. Like, seriously, what is she on about? You're gonna force your kid to hug you when he doesn't want to hug you. What are you gonna do? Hit him? I had my son go to his room and then I told her to get out. I said the reason I got out of bed in the morning was to see my son grow another day older, and I will not stand for him being treated like a pet rather than a person. Wow, good on this parent. She called me an asshole and left. My wife is disappointed because she went to yoga with her, but says she can't scold me because she'd probably do the same. I mean, I'm glad the wife is still on the husband's side, but I guess the wife is just a bit sad that she lost a friend. But honestly, you don't need a friend like that, treating your son like that. Yeah, you don't need a person like that in your life. Get him out. Honestly, this year is the year to cut everyone toxic out of your life. Man, I really hope that person does not become a parent. You're really just gonna let him disobey you like that? When he doesn't want to hug you? Yo, she's a bit creepy, hey? Jeez, like, calm down. A kid doesn't want to hug you. That's that. Don't force him to hug you. Like, what do you even get out of that? Seriously? You're hugging a kid that doesn't want to hug you. Aren't you embarrassed? Alright, moving on. My husband Tom, and 2 sons were recently in a house fire and lost our home, but luckily we were all out of the house when this happened. Tom's brother Sean and his wife agreed to let us stay at his place with their kids while we sort out insurance. I don't like Sean as he believes in a traditional gender role in a household. We have had issues since he realized I would keep my maiden name at work, which I informed him was none of his business and my personal choice. He works full-time and his wife is a housewife. When we had our sons, Sean thought I would quit my job as a doctor and become a stay-at-home mum. However, Tom became a stay-at-home dad instead, and then went back to work after our son went to school and doesn't share the same thought process as Sean. Sean clearly disapproves of this and me and vocalized his thoughts about the situation. Sean, just live your life. Honestly, live your own life and stop caring about other people so much. I got Tom to speak to Sean and he has left us alone since, but occasionally used to make comments at holidays and birthdays about it, which I ignored. They stopped when Tom returned to work, and since then, Tom says Sean has grown as a person. Tom and Sean are very close, and I would never tell him to stop talking to him, but I personally interact as less as possible with Sean. My son's school and Tom's workplace is walking distance from Sean's house, which is why I agreed to stay and suck it up while we get back on our feet, as it is temporary. Yesterday was a very hectic day at work and I was exhausted. My shift ended midday and I went straight to bed. Everyone was out of the house. Sean and Tom went to work. The kids were at school and Sean's wife went to see a friend. Sean got home first and woke me up. I was upset and still tired, and when I asked him why, he said I should make a start on dinner as it was getting late and his wife was out and not picking up her phone. Usually I do the cooking in the house with his wife, but I was upset that Sean had woken me up and yelled at him to not disturb me. I kicked him out of the room and told him I was going to go back to sleep and he could sort out his own dinner. When I woke up that evening, Sean told me that while I was under his house, I needed to respect his house rules. I told him he could have cooked himself. He'd had leftovers in the fridge or got takeaway. Tom thinks that Sean did overstep by waking me up and making demands, but I shouldn't have yelled and escalated the situation. No way you'd wake up someone else's wife while she's sleeping and tell her to cook for you. What? Is he kidding me? Those are not rules though, you know? Honestly, what the heck? Okay. Kind of feel bad for his wife, honestly. I wonder what she goes through, man. Like, she can't even have a day off. She has to cook every single day. Damn, that's tough. Sean just sounds like a very unpleasant person to talk to. That must mean he just hates every woman who has a kid that's working with him right now. Because he despises women who go to work, right? He wants every woman to be a stay-at-home mother, right? Jeez. Ugh. Those kind of people, they're just creepy to me. Yesterday, we celebrated my girlfriend's 21st birthday. Her parents threw a big celebration party with all her friends and family. For me personally, this was the first time I met anyone in her family, with the exception of her parents. It was also her first birthday I celebrated with her since we've been dating for about 7 months. Now, I am originally from Romania, from a region called Maramureș. I don't know if I pronounced that right. If I pronounced that wrong, sorry. But I've been living abroad for 11 years now. My girlfriend mentioned at some point that one of her grandmothers was also from Romania, but we didn't discuss it in detail. So yesterday I met my girlfriend's grandmother, and what can I say? I couldn't believe how small the world was. So we talked and talked a lot. She told me her life story. I really enjoyed the conversation, especially talking in my native language, and that's how I spent most of the party. Of course, when my girlfriend asked me to take photos with her, or when the cake came, I gave her my full attention. But for the most part, she spent time with her friends, dancing, drinking, etc., while I was just talking with her grandmother. I didn't pay it much mind. But after the party was done, she told me she felt neglected by me during her birthday, and this morning she seems pissed off at me. Isn't that like the most important thing? Like, I would do anything for my partner to get along with my parents. But to be fair, I guess it does kind of sound like he was only paying attention to the grandma. Oh geez. So I guess the only solution here is to just make it up to her and spend another whole day with her as like another birthday celebration. You know, it's not that hard. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are, and as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!